So as I was mentioning, here we have four varieties of questions, the screening questions which you do have. The first question is all about the experience sharing, and here I have mentioned you have primarily worked on SAP payroll. So basically, if you already worked on SAP, as you have already worked on SAP payroll, so you can highlight that point in your whenever you are preparing the screening question. So you can say like it has been a delight. I'm very satisfied with the product as well as the support service from the just glorifying the SAP product, nothing much. Okay. So same thing we'll be mentioning in your screening question answer. And also one thing you have to highlight there, for all kind of statutory changes, SAP product support team released note in a timely manner. Everything worked out well in the end. So what does it mean? So every country, this is not only for SAP Australia or SAP your India, for every country, each and every country, wherever there is an SAP localization. Okay. So SAP, for all those statutory related changes, SAP, there is a legal team in SAP side, and they basically deal with all those changes. And once it is already approved by the product team, they will be just going through that, and they will be doing those changes in the product itself. Okay, and there will be a notification for that for to the client as well as your consultant. Okay, so they will be handling this thing. So first point, I tried to explain that. Okay, so that is the first point. So once it is done, so this is related to all of your product related statutory changes or any kind of taxation. Okay. So in Australia, you have a single touch point, all those related, all this payroll related stuff. Okay. That covers your first point. First point covers that entire thing. Okay. Is there any query here in the first point? Is it clear?
No, no, sir. Here they said that experience working in a payroll environment. So the payroll environment is like sending. You basically mentioned here like it's easy to manage the bulk data using the LSMW and BDC.
Yes.
So that's the point. And sir, like what else you managing salary structure and payroll also become much easier to automate areas of like fortnight. So here we can also mention that it's really easy to do the fortnight thing, and even if now there is a PAYG is also there, so it's really easy for an employee to get its tax deduct every fortnight.
Yes,
So
yes.
is that yeah.
That you can mention in the processing whenever I mention payroll processing, those point, whatever you feel like the fortnight point you have highlighted, right? And that point you can mention it here. Okay. So we can little elaborate, but I have just mentioned the header. Okay. So those points, anything you like to, because they have also told maximum it should be one page. If whatever your answer you are giving, okay, it should not be very lengthy as well. So you can add more points. These are the main points which I have mentioned here. So they like the salary structure, the payroll processing. You can also mention a point like transparency of the payroll. Okay. So these are some of the key points you can highlight when it comes to your working in the payroll environment. So payroll software is your SAP software. Whenever I'm talking about the payroll environment, means it isn't, they are talking about the integrated environment. So like areas of payroll. So third point explains that, because your connectivity in integration between your payroll as well as your time management module, like your leave tracking, your attendance management system. Okay, so that is actually summary of your environment. So this is your third point you can mention, and if you like to have something additional also we can. But these are the 4 points which I. Fourth one is retroactive accounting. So you must have a knowledge about retroactive accounting, right?
Yes,
yes. Any kind of past related data, any you are changing the back data, again it will be reflected in your current payroll period. Okay.
Even we can mention here that in payroll, SAP payroll specifically, we have a control record in which PA03 we can like simulate so many times, and when we do test run, like we can do simulations as much as we want to, and so that's the plus point of and even there is a correction point in SAP payroll.
Yes, yes, so, that you can also mention. So I will just again highlight that payroll simulation you can talk about little bit. Okay, so that to check to ensure there is no error during your final payroll production run. Okay, that you can little bit elaborate, but you do not go too much technical. Like PA03, do not mention it. I will recommend. Okay.
All right.
Okay. PA03, if you're going very detailed level, you're thinking on something, yeah. But you just mention payroll simulation and those part of the functionality. Little bit of a payroll control record you can mention, but do not go too much technical, because this is just a screening question. Okay,
All
so
right.
payroll
Yeah.
control record you can mention here. Yes, that is a
All
point
right.
you can.
Correction, sir. Correction. We can mention that
Ha ha.
correction is also there.
Yes,
And
yes.
if there is a there's a what we called it
Match code
W
W.
code,
Match code W. Yeah.
match code W.
That you
Yes,
can
we can do a correction here.
that you can mention. Okay, so these are the 4 or 5 pointer. I think it will be just you can elaborate little bit, but I have just given the header. So in the data migration, you can say mention from your experience, like we have handled somewhere around say 10,000, 20,000
Mm-hmm.
people. Okay, so it was very
Mm-hmm.
easy to if you're using BDC or LSMW. Okay, so data migration tools you can mention like LSMW, BDC you have used, so that it will be easy for them to diagnose. Yes, you have known all the aspects of your payroll environment. Okay, so this is the first question is all about anything else. If you are you comfortable, right? Whatever the pointer we have mentioned.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So this is clear. Then next one is your it's a little behavioral question. So please describe how would you work in a small team environment with competing deadlines and priorities. So this is actually there is no right and wrong answer for this question. Okay, so I've just given a model answer to it, first and foremost to-do list. Any even I use that. Okay, using a Microsoft Point, or if anything else you are comfortable explaining that you can also, because I personally use there is a to-do list in Microsoft, so that I use personally. So you can mention something which you prefer. Okay, so I've just given an example. Okay, and you can mention like keep a track of that. And also second point is breaking the entire bigger task into smaller chunks. Okay, so like if
All
it is
right.
a okay that you can mention. Okay, third one is regarding the mentoring. You can mention, it's a very good point, mentoring, because if you are mentoring someone in your team, then it is always a good point. Like they will be judging you kind of as a role of a subject matter expert in the team. Okay, so that point I have highlighted, but you are free to add as many as points. So just I have highlighted 3 points. One is the to-do list. Second one is the breaking the major task into different series of activities which you can easily complete it. Okay, third point is
Mm-hmm.
mentoring. Other than that, you have whatever you comes your mind. So they have actually focused on the deadlines and priorities, right? So priorities always can be easily achieved via your to-do lists. Okay, so that I have mentioned. And the competing deadlines, again, that is also comes in the same category. And you work in a small team. So when I'm saying a small team, it is always whenever you are working in a small team, it is very essential everybody should know everything. Okay, isn't it? So
Yeah.
for that reason there comes a role of a mentor. Okay, so as a mentor, if somebody is expert in a tax, okay, so you should, and you are a little bit lagging knowledge of tax, so you should learn from him or from her. Okay, similarly you are suppose
Uh-huh.
an expert in superannuations and other master data related things and all. Okay, or Excel you can say. So then you are also expert in an LSMW, how to use those technical parts. Then you can explain the same thing and this kind of knowledge to your team member. Okay, so that is actually for that reason I have mentioned this third point. Suppose if you are working in a small team, how you can handle, because I have a similar experience as a success factor or SAP consultant. I have to sometimes take care of onboarding, sometimes I have to take care of payroll, sometimes I have to take care of learning management system. So
All
unless and
right.
until you are in multiple, even if you are good in one thing, but you should know at least something about everything. So what is my recommendations? So that things you can little bit elaborate. And other than this 3 point, everything is coming to your mind. Still you can because it's a very open-ended question. There is no right and wrong answer to it. But these are 3 things which I will, from my point of view, you can add as many as points, but not more than, I will not recommend more than 8 or 9 points. You should not mention. But these three
All right.
points must. And other than that, you can add your as you like it. Okay. So I think it is clear, right? The second question.
Yeah.
Okay. Now comes to the third question. So which is basically talking about provide an example of actions you adopted in dealing with a large volume of a payroll requiring processing within a strict deadlines, and what was your approach and what steps were taken to ensure a high degree of accuracy. Okay, so this question, the question number 3 and question 4 are a little tricky. Okay, and you have to answer it very tactically. Okay, so the question number 3 you can mention, like suppose somebody is talking about large volume of a payroll. Okay, so when I say large volume of a payroll, what do you mean? So mostly it will be a large headcount. Okay, so it can be, so for that reason I just mentioned I given an example. Yes, I got an opportunity to work with a client which is a global conglomerate. Conglomerate means it's a kind of a you understand what is a conglomerate, right?
No, sir.
Okay, conglomerate means it's just an I will giving an example of a Tata in India. Okay, so Tata belongs, has its own
Okay.
manufacturing, or it is into manufacturing Tata Steel, it is in TCS, it is in your IT company, or it is also into your Titan product. Okay, so it is a multiple starting from your it is also its different industries. The same organization is
All right, sir. Like a
uh,
same company with a different personal areas.
So it is having a different diversified into multiple industry. Okay, and it is also
Mm-hmm.
diversified into multiple, you can say, yeah, personal areas of different locations, geographical locations. Okay, and it is a large
Really,
head
sir.
count. Okay,
All right.
logically it will be having a large head count, so you have to mention that.
Uh-huh.
So I have just mentioned 50,000 k 50k plus employees. That means it's a large volume of a payroll. Okay,
Hmm.
and you can mention you are leading the payroll operations team. Okay, you can mention that way. Okay, this is the just to highlight what is the meaning of a large volume of a payroll work. Okay, whether you have worked or not.
All right.
Okay, that you can mention. Okay, similarly
Uh-huh.
approach. So next question they are asking in this question, what was your approach and what steps were taken to ensure high degree of accuracy? So approach, you can, what you can mention, you always whenever they're asking it talking about approach, they want to understand whether you are a process oriented person or not. Okay, so that's the intention of behind this question is, what is your approach means, they would like to understand your how process oriented you are. Okay, so to answer that you can mention, I always follow a SOP, means standard operating procedure, or a frequently asked questions designed with my inputs from the team. Suppose you are handling a particular queries, or you are handling a particular issues. Okay, so during your payroll run, okay, so you have some certain kind of already mentioned maintained a certain step by step process. Okay, so you can if you're comfortable with the process, you can also mention here, like I always follow a SOP is a very generic terminology, so most of the organizations they use this terminology. Otherwise you can mention like a process flow. So this is nothing but your step by step process. You're very much a process oriented person. Okay, so always also you can mention a pointer like being a process oriented person, so that will be also good. Okay, so being a process oriented person, I always follow a standard operating process, FAQs, frequently asked questions, designed with inputs from my team. Okay, so also it will say, suggest that you're also a team oriented person. You're taking feedback from your team member. Okay, so this will be your approach. You can mention in your approach. This is understood, right, Mandeep?
So,
Hmm.
like there's they have asked provide an example of action you adopted in dealing with a large volume of payroll
Hmm.
work requiring processing within strict deadlines.
Hmm.
What I understood in this question is like there's a deadline, like there's a fortnight
Hmm.
and like 2 or 3 days for fortnight to run a payroll,
Hmm.
or like a year end payroll suppose.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there's a strict deadlines and there's a large volume of payroll to be run.
Hmm.
So and what should be our approach? Is that the question, or like we can
And
write anything?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. The first line actually very clear. It is just a generic statement they are mentioned. They want to understand from you how to handle a large volume of
Hmm.
a payroll. Okay. So in the approach
Okay.
section, I have given similarly, like you are also
Uh-huh.
absolutely correct. It can be year-end payroll with a deadline, but all these things are actually answered in the steps taken actually. Okay. So for that
All
reason,
right. All
I have
right.
not highlighted in the deadlines. But if you like to add
Uh-huh.
some pointer, then you can still
Uh-huh.
add here. I'm just making just pointing out here. You can mention those
All
things
right.
as well. Just one line you can mention, like a fortnight payroll
Uh-huh.
and all. So all those things you can
All
mention
right,
here.
sir.
Okay. And the
All right.
steps taken actually I have mentioned very clearly. There are actually 6 steps I have mentioned. Okay.
All
So
right, sir.
okay, so in the steps taken, whatever I have mentioned to maintain your high degree of accuracy, the first point which I have mentioned, double check employee master data. Okay, so the data
Mm-hmm.
is the key for any payroll. Okay, so are you aware of a maker checker concept, Mandeep? Any chance?
Sorry?
Are you aware of maker checker concept in a typical?
No, no, no,
Okay,
no,
then I
no,
will be
no,
then
no,
I will
no.
be explaining that.
I just heard about like when
Uh,
I was doing SAP, I heard about ASAP
no,
concept, methodology,
ASAP,
ASAP met
ASAP is actually your SAP methodology. That is different one.
yes, yes,
Okay, that
yeah.
has nothing to do with your payroll. That is from any SAP
Mm-hmm.
on-premise thing we are implementing. We use ASAP methodology, which is now in SAP
Yeah.
SuccessFactors. We use SAP Activate methodology. Okay, that is nothing to do
Oh,
with your payroll. But
maker checker
here, what
concept,
I am
yeah.
saying, this is a generic concept. It's not specific for your SAP. So maker checker concept. What is the concept? I will just explain quickly. Just, but you do not explain. Do not and make this diagram. Just I'm making a diagram here. Okay, so I will just explain that, but you just erase this diagram before you send it. I'll just mention here. Let's say I'm making a two box here. Okay. Suppose this orange box I'm mentioning, it is my maker, and the right hand side, the blue box I'm mentioning, it is a checker. So this is actually an audit concept, audit terminology, not specific to your payroll, rather. So
All right.
maker checker actually comes around like from an audit world. This terminology, maker checker, actually there are two different people. Okay, so suppose let's say the maker is a person who is maintaining your master data related to your payroll or HR master data. Okay, so whenever you are going proceeding for a payroll, you have to ensure it is verified not by yourself, not by the maker himself, some second person. Okay, so that second person will be called as a checker. Suppose Amandeep is actually maker and I am a checker, so that means you are just maintaining all the HR master data, payroll master data. Okay, but to get it verified, okay, so you need a second set of eyes. Okay, so that will be done by the checkers. Let's say me, I am doing those checking all of your master data, whatever you have maintained. Okay, so I can use a download a report, I can do any download an Excel. Okay, so I'll just checking those. Similarly, it may happen. So suppose in the next run, okay, or next payroll cycle, the checker can be a maker and maker can be a checker. Okay, so in this way you
Okay.
can change your role depending upon your scenarios and the bandwidth. So this is a simple concept of maker checker. That person who is maintaining the master data, he will not be verified.
Is a
Yeah, it will be
yeah.
verified. It will be verified by the
Is a
second person. You understood it,
checker.
right?
Even this concept is we've been applying for the checking the copies of 10th board exams
Uh,
students.
yeah.
Yeah, so like who has been
Hmm.
checking, they've been giving to the other educator also to check
Yes, yes.
the copies, yeah.
Got it. Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Nice to know that it is also used in the education sector as well. I didn't have an idea. Very nice to know that.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So this is just a simple. You can mention that so that the degree of accuracy. This is manual process. Even if it is a manual process, still you are just doing verifying it. Okay. So person who is maintaining the master data, he will be getting it verified from his or her colleague. This is the first point. Second point is regarding your all the checking of all new hires and all the separated employees. So every month it may happen
Mm-hmm.
there is set up a new employees will be joining, and for people who are joining your organization, it's very essential to ensure that they are bank information, which is a very essential bank data and all the statutory. Okay, all those details are maintained. So I have not mentioned those things in a very in detailed way, but to whatever you think, okay, from a new hire perspective, similarly for a separated employees. Okay, so those details you have to mention, you have to maintain those detail. Okay, so maintain properly in a typical payroll cycle. Okay, this is the second point. Third point is regarding your time sheet leaves. Okay, basically if it is a paid leave, you do not have to worry about it. If it is an unpaid leave, okay, so like a leave without pay, okay, or any kind of accidental leave, some kind of leave which are not paid, okay, that must be approved. Okay, so you have to ensure there is a deadline. So in most of the organizations, they have a particular deadline, like say, if it is a week monthly payroll, then it is say 25th, some kind of data. Okay, so by those period, your leave must be, or time sheet must be approved. Okay, and if it is not, you have to nudge as a as an employee, sorry, as an payroll manager or a payroll administrator. You have to check with your time administrator. Okay, so you have to ensure all the slips are approved by before deadline. Otherwise, there will be a lot
Yeah.
of queries. Okay, so this is the third pointer.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth pointer is
So the
basically,
basically the unpaid the leaves are in 2001
yes.
absences, and
Mhm.
unpaid leaves have its own subtype, like unpaid subtype.
Yes,
Huh?
yes, yes,
Right?
yes.
So these has been fulfilled even by the payroll officer,
Huh. If
or
it if
all
it
right,
is,
or
so what happens, Amandeep, actually what happens, generally, if the payroll officer is having access to 2001, then it is well and
mm-hmm.
good. Okay. But sometimes I
Yep.
have seen there are two persons. Suppose if it is a larger organization, mostly the payroll
Mm-hmm.
administrator will be dealing with only the payroll related info types. Okay.
Info types.
Huh.
Yep.
But he may not be, I will not say will not be, he may not be dealing with your absence data. So here I have given an example of scenario, like a person
Uh-huh.
who is, there are two dedicated persons or a team.
Mm-hmm.
One is a time administrative team and another is a payroll administrator team. Okay. So the
Mm-hmm.
payroll administrator team, suppose they are not dealing with time related data. Okay. So they can
Mm-hmm.
always coordinate with the time administrator or the leave administrator. So this is mostly in the bigger organization, as we are dealing with a multiple high volume payroll. So for that reason, I have mentioned this pointer. But you can also tweak it. Suppose if you are if it is small organization, but this question is all about your larger organization, right? So from that point of view, I mentioned this point. Okay, so that you can check with your time administrator. Okay, whether all this time related absences and all this are maintained or approved or not. Okay, so you can
Mm-hmm.
mention this point as well. Okay, so you have to nudge your time administrator to complete all those.
Yeah, it's good to have some time management
Yes,
knowledge as well, so that
yes, yes.
it's really. So one more thing, I was very confused, like some of the SAP here, they said that they use payroll, but for time and
Hmm,
data,
hmm.
time and attendance data, they use Chronos.
Yeah.
So like there's a time management also in SAP,
Hmm.
and but I know that in SAP also they don't have a like attendances sheet, ESS and MSS.
Hmm.
That's the third party. The CAT is in the SAP,
Hmm.
right?
Yes, yes, yes. Cross application time set you are talking about, right?
Yeah. I haven't done ESS, MSS, and CATs.
Hmm.
It's if it's possible, then just give me a basic knowledge of CATs and integrations of the
Hmm.
time sheets to the payroll, so it will be easy
Oh,
for
yes,
me.
yes. Actually, that I
Yeah.
kept it. I already planned it. So whenever we're discussing, but at this moment you need it, or you need
Mhm.
like after some time.
No, I needed later. So these are my first priority because I have to
Okay,
submit it by tomorrow.
okay, okay, okay. Because for I same thing also I understood.
Mhm.
So like for that reason, actually I've given a priority on this question answer only today. Okay, maybe.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe in the next sessions we can plan it. So how actually
Mhm.
I have already given. I will be setting a plan after this. Okay. So but I'll be keeping it flexible. It is already. I'll be giving the entire thing to you, and you want
Mhm.
what are the topics you want. We will be focusing on those areas. It's okay.
All right. Yeah.
I've committed for 25 sessions. Okay. And
Yeah.
beyond this, suppose it were excellent, is nothing, no problem. So we can manage. I can manage it for you. So any questions you are having, but I believe within 25 sessions will be easily cover each and every aspects you require. Okay, from a payroll integrations, your all those data migration perspective, all the things we'll be covering. Okay, so do not worry about it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah,
there's just one request to you.
yeah, sure.
Actually, I've been trying for a job, and my husband, he's a single earning person right now,
Hmm.
and so the amount which you said,
Hmm.
just if it possible, then I can like uh, pay you after the job, or half of the amount, or
You can do half now, like or half
uh-huh,
wherever you feel, but yeah, not a
uh-huh.
problem. Not a problem.
All right, all
I
right.
have to
Thank you
ensure you
so much.
understood all this pointers. So anyway, so we'll be in touch. No problem. So after the session is
Yeah,
over,
because
also you can always be in touch and you can ask queries. If
I know, because we've been like here also. It's not a easy life here. So
mm-hmm,
he's all alone doing everything, and
mm-hmm,
that is the reason I just want a job so hard and
mm-hmm,
it is a hard and fast rule to get a job here.
mm-hmm.
Uh, so that's why
No
I just
problem.
that's a small request to you,
No
sir.
problem. No problem. It will be taken care. No
Mm-hmm.
problem. Yeah,
All right. Thank you so
you're
much.
welcome. So the next pointer which I talked about, your fourth point is not very much relevant, but still I have seen those kind of scenario like classifying employees properly. Suppose it
Mm-hmm.
happens sometimes in an organization, some contractual employees they converted into your regular employees. Okay. Suppose the previous they were working hourly and weekly scenario. Suppose they are moving into a
Mm-hmm.
monthly payroll. Okay. So those kind of scenario you have to take care. So those will be covered in your employee grouping, employee subgrouping. You must be knowing this. Okay, so those hourly, weekly, and monthly. Okay, so if there is any changes, you have to update that. Okay, that is the fourth pointer. Hmm. And
Mm-hmm.
you're clear about fourth pointer, right?
Classify employees properly.
Hmm.
So actually, it's been classified already. When we hire an employee, we already put them in the different subgroups.
Hmm. Hmm.
Is that
Uh-huh,
so or
uh-huh.
not?
Yes, yes, it is already there. But thing is, if there is
Uh-huh.
any change, so when I'm saying,
If there's
okay,
a change,
huh,
all
huh,
right,
huh.
all
So
right,
if there is any
all
changes,
right.
you have that
Uh-huh.
is very rare. But still,
Uh-huh.
generally, I have seen people get converted from your contractual hourly worker to a weekly or fortnightly or monthly. Okay, in
Mm-hmm.
those cases, just you have to take care of it. Nothing much.
If in those cases, I've actually read it like if they converted the person
Hmm,
from one payroll area, because
hmm.
we have to divide every payroll area for every subgroup. Is
Yes.
that like for
Hmm,
every hourly
hmm.
there's a different, and for weekly there's a
Huh.
different, and for monthly there's a different
Yes, yes,
payroll area which we have to run.
exactly.
And if something happens, so
Hmm,
what we basically do, we run two times the payroll
hmm,
area. One is for hourly and another for
hmm,
another subgroup.
hmm,
Like there's a man called there's an employee called Ethan,
hmm, hmm,
and he's working as hourly
hmm,
earner.
hmm,
So after 12th of this month,
hmm,
he suddenly got a change from hourly earner. He's now a weekly earner. So
hmm,
for that, I think there's a different payroll area which
hmm,
been being run after 12. Is
hmm.
that?
Yes, yes, you're absolutely correct. So what happens?
Mm-hmm.
So you're having suppose running hourly, weekly. So payroll area basically decides the frequency of your payroll, right?
Mm-hmm.
So suppose I'm talking about monthly payroll. I'm running a monthly payroll.
Mm-hmm.
Then that will be dealing
Mm-hmm.
with your people who are
Mm-hmm.
falling under your monthly bracket. Okay, so for
Mm-hmm. Right, right.
and suppose you're talking about fortnightly. So
Uh-huh.
all those people who are belonging to a fortnightly payroll, all those employees payroll will be run in one go. Okay, that is a
Mm-hmm.
fortnightly. Similar same things applicable for your
Mm-hmm.
hourly and weekly. And suppose if you're moving from one payroll cycle to another payroll cycle, that's very rare, but still I thought of because it happens mostly in Australian scenario, Australian
Mm-hmm.
Canadian scenario. I have seen that
Mm-hmm.
because many more experts comes there and they move from one city to another city and they go from one payroll types depending upon your scenarios. You can mention this, but if there is any changes, okay, otherwise what you can do, this pointer you can mention in the last point. Okay, so this is the fourth point I mentioned here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
And fifth point which you have already discussed. So in the first questions I think I have already discussed the simulation payroll you talked about. Okay, ensure you there
Mm-hmm.
is a, because it is talking about accuracy, right? So before a high degree
Mm-hmm.
of accuracy, the fifth point which I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned, like ensure there is no error during your payroll simulation run. Okay, so if there is any error,
Mm-hmm.
you have resolved it following a guided approach. Okay, so guided approach means you have already prepared a list of issues, generally the standard errors. So if there is a bank issue, system will say this info type 9 is not maintained or something like that. Okay, so all the solutions you follow diligently. Okay, so that is you can mention in the fifth point. And sixth point is regarding your track everything, reporting audit from an audit point of view. Okay, so all those reports are coming successfully, whatever the standard reports, statutory reports. Okay, so from this is how the 6 steps formula which I have mentioned. Okay, from to maintain your high degree of accuracy. so that you can clearly mention if anything you would like to add. But I think this answer is more than enough. Okay, so still you can add anything if you like to add it here. Okay, so this is you can
Mm-hmm.
mention. I think it is clear,
Mm-hmm.
right, Amandeep?
Yes, sir. Like it's absolutely clear. So just one more thing.
Hmm.
What if we like if we want to say that they ask that there's a strict deadline
Hmm.
in and you are about to run the payroll. The
Hmm.
question is like that. Provide an example of action you adopted in dealing with a large volume of payroll
Hmm.
working
Hmm.
require. So if we mention like about the redent positions all of sudden because of COVID-19 the
Hmm.
market having lots of position which is redent,
Hmm.
and it's suppose happens like we've been running a payroll and but we have to run so many redent positions payroll. So
Hmm.
how do we describe that thing in the same accuracy with the same accuracy points, sir?
Okay, so if you like to have those kind of scenarios, you
Yeah.
can. So you are whenever you are saying redundant employees, that does that mean they are not paid in that particular month, or how is it?
Redundant means like the position is no more. It's been it's vanished. Like they've been terminated. Redundancy
Okay,
and
okay, okay.
termination is the same. Yep.
Okay, okay, okay. So the termination, whichever, so in those cases, you can mention like
Mm-hmm.
for those employees, you can, and also there can be a scenario whether there is a scenario of joining back or how is a permanent thing. They are already removed from that position.
Yeah, they've been removed from the position,
Hmm.
and that's the on fortnightly we have to run the payroll for the terminated employees.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in those cases, what you will do, you will run those final settlement for those employees. Okay, so they will
Uh-huh.
be all the severance pay or whatever you are just depending upon your SINA organizations. Okay, so you can mention like they will be paid some additional amount to just to survive all those next 2 to 3 months or whatever. Okay, those if any the company policy allows that, you can mention like by giving those additional payment, you can terminate those. Okay, so that scenario we can handle in that way, like you can mention no by severance pay. Okay, but I think it will not be lengthy for you, like if you are mentioning those you can mention that there is no point, there is no thing. Okay, but you can mention one liner here. Okay, in this case COVID-19 you are if you are furloughing all those employees or you are just making those people redundant. Okay, so we can mention those pointers, there is no problem. But my point is actually this is more of they have not asked for that scenario specific to this. Okay, the strict deadlines, I understand, but still just make in a positive note. Okay, so whatever you are mentioning in that line, okay, explain it in a positive
Hello.
tone. Hello,
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
you're able to hear me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you can mention that one pointer, like how to handle those final settlement of those employees. Okay, just one liner you can mention by giving some additional payment if you are paying in the last month, last quarter, last fortnight. Okay, so we can mention that way, and we are those kind of additional activities you have to perform every fortnight diligently. Okay, so that there will be no compliance issues from an taxation point of view and all those. You can mention that. That one point you can still mention that. That's fine. Anything else you would like to say? Yeah.
No, no, sir. That's it. Like
Hmm.
the year and like when the position get redundant, so there are some process like ETP.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
yeah. So just want to know like what points I can add.
Okay. So,
Eligible termination point.
so what you can do? So for those pointer regarding your
Mm-hmm.
ETP and all, so in the year-end payroll, what I will do, I will just add 1 or 2 point here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I have not highlighted that because I was thinking it's just a regular task. Okay. So year-end
Yeah.
payroll, like you can mention. Also, one thing comes in during your year-end payroll activities. Suppose
Uh-huh.
there is something in related to your Australia specific ETP tax related changes coming up. ETP payment is something coming up. Okay, so how you deal with your how you have to you stay current, how you stay relevant from an payroll your operational manager point of view, okay, payroll officer point of view. So you all always so basically you always check because although those calculations that happens inside SAP very accurately, still if you find something issues and you handle those queries. Okay, so also the during this your COVID-19 scenario also you can mention like there is a change in your taxation part. Okay, so whenever you are doing a taxation, if your person has lost his job, okay, so there will be some small changes related to their ETP as well as their leave amount, whatever. Okay, so those things actually you, what are the things you can include your in ETP, what is not included in your ETP, you have to make aware of those things to the employee, because the employee will not be in a mood because he has, or she has lost her job. Okay, so for that reason you can make them aware if what are the things to be included, but it is just to make 2 or 3 lines, not more than that. Okay, that you can edit here. That way.
Okay.
So this is the third query, third questions. The fourth questions actually they have asked like describe situations where you respond to a complex payroll related inquiry that require you to conduct an in-depth investigation. Why it was complex and what steps you have taken to ensure the completion of the inquiry. Okay. So like before we go for complex payroll related query, you can mention one liner like if it is simple query, how you handle simple queries. Okay, so like generic queries like you have mentioned, I have mentioned here, to reduce the most number of employee queries, we have created a frequently asked question playbook or a workbook which is readily available in for employees in the portal. So you get all the routine operational queries which is coming from your employees, how to download a pay slip, how to take a print of a pay slip, how to see pay slip in your mobile app. Okay, so like here I've given one example. If payday falls on the weekend, when I will be paid? Okay, this is a generally come query. So what is the last okay, so you can mention an answer like this: if the payday falls on the weekend, you will be paid on the first business day. So this is just an example. So this is just for some simple queries. After that you can mention in case of complex query how you're going to handle it. Okay, so like here you have mentioned most of the complex queries come the area from the areas of the taxation part, or any specific to your benefits or any kind of overtimes in all this area. So you can mention. So if anything, if you then think about from my understanding, these are the mostly people ask questions. If suppose people get confused sometimes due to taxation and all. Okay, so that I have mentioned from my experience. So you can mention any of this. Okay, whichever you are comfortable. Okay, so like why I mentioned it is that specific to your suppose I'm talking about time and overtime. Okay, so why it is a complex? Suppose I'm talking about the time and overtime related things. So it may happen the payroll specialist or the payroll officer, he may not have a visibility regarding those approval, how those approval happens for a time sheet or overtime. Okay, so that you can mention one example. And another example which I have given here. Okay, so like after salary revision, okay, or is there any promotions happening, or is there any area pay on the retro pay calculation happens. Okay, so it may happen the person's salary may go into the next bracket. Okay, the person may not be knowing about it, but he will be following the next bracket, and the tax calculation also it will be having a different tax calculate differently. Okay, so in those cases you may get a query related to the employee asking for why the taxes and related why these things happen. Okay, because many times some of the figures doesn't reflect automatically in your pay slip. Okay, so this is another scenario which you can handle, and how the solution also I have given, like over a period of time you have designed a tax simplified tax calculation sheet, and you have plotted in your ESS employee self-service portal, so that employee can automatically check their tax sheet. Okay, and how those taxes are calculated, and they in that way you have handled those queries for in a permanent way. Okay, so that query never comes to your bucket. Okay, so they will be not coming to you, and they will be asking why my tax has been increased and all. So in this is one approach. I have given two approach here. One is for your overtime and time set area. Another is a salary revision and taxation part point of view. Okay, so this is the second point I will just I mentioned. Other than this, if still such kind of issue is coming, suppose still people are inquiring why this tax is not coming, why does that I have been taxed more. Okay, so what you can do, so for that you can mention I have to go always go deep into the payroll log. Okay, so you can mention is an SAP payroll log rather, because other payroll software I'm not aware of, but in SAP payroll we have a concept of a payroll log. Okay, so you can always go to the payroll log, and you have also there is a specific functions related to taxation. Okay, which will be giving the entire process, how the tax has been calculated, what are the inputs, what are the waste types considered for your taxation. Okay, So all those details analysis you have done, suppose in such kind of queries, and the same explanation you can give to the employee. Okay, so this is how you will be you can mention I've handled taxation related queries, okay, with all those things by going to the SAP payroll logs in detail. Okay, so that you can mention in this point. Taxation part, another is overtime. These are two different scenarios which I have explained here. Like the second scenario, again the solution I have given here. In case overtime and shift allowance are not approved in time, generally we get queries from the employees why they were not paid in the time. Okay, so in that way, this you can simply answer. It is already, even if it is there in the in your ESS, but it has not been approved by your managers and the respective supervisors. Okay, so in the this is another scenario which you can explain. So you can, fourth question you can little elaborate whichever I have explained. Okay, so I
Okay.
think it is more than, if you are mentioning taxation part, that is more valid because the taxation related queries are very common. Okay, so generally people ask these questions, and you have the solution wise you can mention, you have to, we have verified SAP payroll log and you have analyzed entire thing and the waste types, so how the all the accumulations and all, you have seen it and you have explained those details. Okay, in that way you can tackle this question and you can make a small paragraph on this. Okay, so just if you're mentioning that, then you can remove that overtime part. Okay, so whatever you are, I've given two options to you and you can
Mm-hmm.
elaborate whichever you are feel comfortable. Okay, so this is the fourth questions. Any queries here in the first question?
No, no, it's fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you for writing the answer on behalf of me. That's a really good help, sir. Thank you. Rest, sir.
Hmm.
Basically, what I want you to explain me.
Hmm.
Not the configuration part. Configuration already I've done all
Hmm.
the info types in SAP
Hmm.
payroll.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just want to understand the like reporting,
Hmm.
LSMW,
Hmm.
BDC. These are the bulk thing.
Okay.
If you have anything which you have been doing in
Hmm.
regularly, in a regular part in your job, sir,
Sure.
that's the basic thing I want to learn,
Hmm.
like pay slip, and that's it.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And basically the Australian payroll, like ETP, eligible termination payroll, they have been
Hmm. Hmm.
asking these days so much, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. So all these things will be taken care. So just can you see the presentation once again? I'll just back to the presentation again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as I was mentioning, what I will do, so the mind map which I have drawn, actually this is the four categories of questions which I have already clearly mentioned: functional, behavioral, scenario based, and technical. So at present, what are the four screening questions which I have discussed? Those are falling under this three category: scenario based or functional and behavioral. So actually, I have prepared. I have never prepared such kind of specific questions. But however, what I will do for you, I have segregated
All
different
right, sir.
different questions, and I will just collate, and I will
Mm-hmm.
as and when okay required, I will just topic wise I will segregate all those details are
Mm-hmm.
there with me, but I never kept it in a single box. So it is an opportunity for me as well to just combine all those things, and it will be very much helpful for you. Okay, so today I have taken
All
you to
right,
the
sir.
those four questions, and similarly I will
Mm-hmm.
be having a lot of series of questions specific to Australian payroll process, because as you will be
Mm-hmm.
dealing with more, we are having a knowledge of your payroll implementation configurations and all. So I'll be giving lesser focus to that. I'll be giving more of an integrated approach and a holistic payroll approach. Okay, so that you
All
will
right,
be
sir.
okay. So it will be helpful for you. Okay, and this is the way forward for us. Okay, can you see this presentation way forward?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'll be doing, so next, so for today's session, also under the fourth category, this is more of a interview preparation
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So this is one of the session out of that. So what we'll be doing, so we'll be dividing our sessions into four categories. First of all, it will
Mm-hmm.
be core Australian payroll, which will be
Mm-hmm.
dealing with your SAP core payroll. Okay, so and
Mm-hmm.
out of those things, the configuration part, which we have, you already know it. So generally what I will do, so it will be kind of an adaptive, I will be following an adaptive learning approach. Okay, what we will do that, so I'll be asking you questions. Okay, if you're answering, well and good, and then depending upon your answer, I will go and deep dive into those topics. Suppose I'm talking about a period parameter and those date modifiers and all. So first of all, I would like to understand from you, like what you understand by those things. If anything, after your answer, then what I will do, so like I will be explaining what are the additional things you should know. Okay, so in this way we
Mm-hmm.
will follow those approach. 10 sessions we'll be handling in that way. explaining everything. So in the core Australian payroll, I'll be explaining like it's more interactive rather than I will be teaching and you will
Yeah,
be okay. So
yeah,
I'll
interaction will be
yeah
good, sir. Because
yes,
yeah, this
yeah.
is the base. These are the things I've been lacking. I need interaction so I can face the
Hmm.
like a panel,
Exactly,
panel
exactly.
for an interview panel, sir. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So all the sessions will be like a you can think of like you can consider all this 25
Mm-hmm.
sessions like interviews only. Okay, so it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
all kind of a mock interviews only, and I will be questioning you. You'll be answering. Then I'll be just giving a feedback on your answers, and accordingly I
Mm-hmm.
will be in every sessions. I'll be spending some time to explain the core concept because core concept you already know it,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever is the
Mm-hmm.
lacking the point in that core concept, I'll be filling that gap.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my idea.
Okay.
Whenever I'll be talking
All
about.
right. All right.
Okay, so
All
this is regarding your core Australian payroll. The next comes your advanced cloud payroll. So what I will do in this, I will be covering ECP. Okay, so EC
Mm-hmm.
payroll from a success factor point of view. I've already uploaded
Mm-hmm.
many videos in my YouTube channel. Okay, so that I will what I
Okay.
will do. I will recommend to go through some of them. So not everything,
All right.
but
All
there
right.
are certain things which are not there, which I'll be explaining you in that way. And there will be also what you learned from that videos or specific video based questions I'll be
Mm-hmm.
asking you, and those I will
All right.
spending some five sessions because that generally I take 10 sessions, but already I have already uploaded those videos in my YouTube. It will take lesser time for them because I will be asking you to go through those videos before we start that particular sessions. Okay, so in that
Mm-hmm.
way
All right, sir.
we'll be covering the advanced cloud payroll because most of the organizations this day they are moving to your EC cloud, your success factor EC payroll. Okay, so for that reason, it will be
ECP,
also
yeah,
it
yeah,
will boost your CV. Okay, it will boost your CV
yeah,
also. Okay.
yeah. CV, sir, there's a one thing.
Hmm.
You've gone through my CV, and sir, if you feel any change or if you want to add something, sir, can you do that, please, sir?
You need it today itself or
Oh,
anything?
anytime, like tomorrow or any day, whenever you get a time, sir.
Okay. So whatever I have seen, it is from a SAP on-premise point of view, it is well and good. Okay, so I do
All
not
right,
want.
all right.
Okay, suppose if you know you after you learn EC payroll, if you like to add anything, then you
Uh-huh.
can always I can always share. Even if you go through my LinkedIn profile, it is already there. This is a certain pointers I will be just mentioning to you. So those are the key pointers. But I want those things once you understood those topic. Okay, if you're adding
All right.
from now a little challenge for you because if you immediately got a call, then they will ask all these questions to you.
Yeah, definitely, sir. This is the actual question. Actual problem is happening. It's a you won't believe. I really need a mentor to just guide me through these. This is the actual tough time which I'm going through. The interview things, interview panel. Learning SAP is not very tough, but
Yes, very true, very true.
revising and yeah, getting it through is it's really tough. So
Exactly.
one more thing I want to tell you.
Mhm.
I we have a friend and it's a very big circle, and
Hmm.
each and every eye is on me.
Hmm.
As soon as I got a job, they've been asking where you've been getting the classes and everything. So
Uh,
sir, just be prepared. There are loads of people coming to you
okay, okay,
after
okay, no problem. You
after
say,
I've been getting a job because there are so many eyes. They know that SAP is a good
hmm,
here is a good
hmm,
platform
yes,
for the job.
yes.
So they've been asking, oh, where you getting classes and everything.
Hmm,
So
hmm.
that's why I'm telling you, so be
Uh,
prepared for a lot of classes.
no problem. No, even I do not promote actually anything. Just I posted honestly whatever the thing. Okay, so no problem. So that's thanks for your suggestions and all. Definitely, it will
Definitely,
be taken
sir. We
care.
are going. Me
Yes.
and my husband going to promote you a lot, sir. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank
we
you very much.
yes, sir,
Yeah.
just need a because when someone need a help and there's
Hmm,
someone to help,
hmm.
it's really big help. We won't
Yeah.
forget you ever
Hmm.
in our life, sir.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good for from me. Yeah, nice. So even I have gone through the same steps of the more main motivation of also teaching all these things, not for money, and also actually even I have gone through the same scenario in 2012 actually. So just to speak, give you one background. Even I've gone through I was just moving from US payroll to your Indian payroll. I did have a knowledge of all this US payroll and UK payroll from a configuration wise, but I never knew the what clients need it actually. But I was not a process person. I was more of a system person. For the last initial 2 years of my career in 2010 to 12, I knew all the configurations of what are the things, all those input types and everything I knew, but I never understood from a process perspective. Okay, so those things actually I was lacking. And I always give my gratitude to my the manager who was mentoring me in my second company. Okay, so he mentored me as a payroll process manager. So now currently he's working in IBM. So I'm always grateful to him, and also all those credit also goes to him. Always, I give always credit to him because he nicely such a way explains. He always is a layman. Suppose I'm a layman, I know nothing about SAP. Still, how I can be confident in SAP?
Same, sir.
So same thing actually I always give credit to him. And also okay, in 2010 actually 12 actually this is a turning point of my career. So I went so I have always grateful. So same thing I'm trying to replicate whenever I'm mentoring someone. I think of the same position when I was in 2012. Okay, so I always try to be mentor in that I'm putting those people in my shoes. Okay, so in those so for that I'm always take care of in that way. So do not worry about it. I will definitely help you whatever you, even if beyond 25 sessions also, anytime if you need any help. Okay, so like I'm happy because people are also pinging me after even after 2 to 3 years. Okay, and I'm happily helping to them. Okay, so I'm very much
That's really good, sir. That's really good, sir. And happy Independent Day today is an
thank you
Independent Day.
very much. Thank you. Yeah. So this is your advanced cloud payroll. I'll be mostly talking about a SuccessFactors cloud payroll, but it's a very comprehensive in a way. But there are many videos. There are around 18 hours, 20 hours videos in my YouTube. Okay, but I'll be just giving an abstract of that and highlighting all those key pointer so that you'll be from interview perspective to be very useful, helpful for you. This is the second point. And the third point is regarding your PCC. That is another heart of your payroll, whether you're using on-premise or you're using SuccessFactors. Okay, payroll control center, the entire configurations, all those details, because there are very few consultants in this globally specific to payroll control center. Okay, so I worked multiple projects on that. So I'll be the right person to explain you in the PCC. Okay, similarly the data migration piece, your LSMW and BDC, I'll be explaining those details part or technicality of it. And when it comes to integrations, suppose we talked about Kronos, right? In Australia, I have seen in APJ, in your Sysbili in Australia, New Zealand, many of the clients they use this Kronos or Workforce Central, and I have worked one of them. Okay, so I'll be explaining the entire architecture, those how those it works generally from a process perspective. Technically, configuration you do not have to understand much because there are Kronos experts people because those people generally will be configuring. But from an architecture point of view, that things I'll be covering in this integration part. Okay, and as usual, we'll be having certain kinds of assignments in between, some kind of assessment just to keep you active whenever you will be dealing with a particular topic, just to ensure we're right to this topic. Okay, small assignments, not much, but just to small kind of assessments, assessment on assignments I'll be giving to you, and you have to do not have to show to me in the system, rather because you are, I just checked with Harinder, like you're already having access to SAP HCM system. So you just to try to do that. And if you're facing any issues in that, you are not able to do that. Okay, just I'll be guiding you. Okay. So those kind of small assignments I'll be giving, and you have to just make a presentation like you have already done that. Then you can send it to me, and I will just verify whether you have done it correctly or not. Okay. So those things we'll be learning. So this is a future roadmap for our entire learning journey. But it is very nice to talk to you. Okay, today, and I'll be immediately sharing this documents with you, the answer script. Okay, this answer script actually it will be helping you. You can modify whatever you require as well. Then you can post in your
definitely. Even so, I know to do the payroll schemas also, sir.
Okay. Sure. So those payroll schema details will be covering in the core payroll, which I talked about in the. Okay, so those details will be going about it. Okay, so those payroll schema, because schema is the heart of your.
Because I've actually done the default schema, which is X000, which can be country specific. Like Australian is having a Q000 schemas for payroll, but now I've read in a SAP document particularly in for payroll one. They have QPSC for public sector, because I've been
Yes.
applying for the public sector. So
Hmm.
so sir, I have to ask you certain things in
Hmm.
public
Hmm.
sector schema, sir.
Sure, sure, sure. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be taken care. So QPSC is much easier compared to your Q triple zero, because public sector actually they have a very much aligned thing. Okay, so do not have to
Mm-hmm.
much do changes. It's much simpler. Okay, compared to your normal Q
It's
triple
much.
zero.
Oh, all right. So Q triple zero,
Uh,
Q triple zero is a complex one, is it?
Yes, yes, yes. Q triple zero
Oh,
actually is the generic.
okay.
That is for a private sector, because in private sector they can have any kind of rules and regulations outside. Okay, so they can have a lot of customizations required. Okay, so you can do
Uh-huh.
that. But QPSC little easy to understand. Okay, so I'll be anyway.
Oh.
I'll be covering those topics in your core Australian payroll. Okay, and what are those
Uh-huh.
things? Also the latest notes. Also, what are the notes you have to apply in case
Mm-hmm.
of any changes?
Eh,
Okay, all those things will be covered in the core Australian payroll. So I will
Oh.
dedicate out of
So
those
they've
10.
been asking
Hmm,
in like leave advance payment,
hmm,
and
hmm.
these are the basic thing they like more they've been asking here the every data or like every resume, every payroll
Hmm,
job, they ask for advance payment, leave advance payment reporting, and
hmm.
certain things.
Yes, yes.
So,
Because leave advance payment is one of the complicated thing in Australia. So that actually from SAP
mm-hmm,
point of view also. So I'll be dedicating one or two sessions for that. And for schemas
mm-hmm,
and things, I will be covering almost 4 sessions. I'll be in this core Australian payroll only. Okay. Then
mm-hmm.
so in that way I will be planning, but the detailed plan, as and when I will be proceeding, I'll be giving to you. But at a high level, this is my planning at present. Okay.
Even
So
PAYG also, right?
yes, yes.
PAYG
Yes.
and single touch payroll also.
Single touch payroll. Yes, single touch payroll is just introduced last year, 2019 only. Okay, so that is
Uh-huh.
also from an SAP point of view. There are a lot of notes and okay, so those things also I will be covering as a part of your core Australian payroll only. Yes,
Uh-huh. All right. And PAYG?
yes, yes. PAY.
Pay as you go?
Yes, yes, yes. So pay as you go also it will
All
be
right.
covered in your core Australian payroll. So there are 10 different and more than 10 different components of this particular topic. And what I will be asking
Uh-huh.
you, like suppose if you know something, then I will skip that topic. I'll be having only.
All right.
Okay. And you are focusing on this 4 or 5 topics which you have mentioned, like leave advance payment, ETP, reporting, PAYZ, STP, and your schema. So
Uh-huh.
these are the 6 or 7 core topics which you'll be spending more time. And after
Uh-huh.
that, we'll be having a kind of a knowledge check for you, like whatever is the configuration side, what you know. Okay. Then
All
accordingly,
right.
we'll proceeding further. Okay. So it will be
All
more
right.
of,
All right.
yeah, there is no fixed agenda. So like after this, as we proceed, and this will be changing as per our your need actually, because whatever the topics we
All
like.
right. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very much
Yeah. That.
flexible in that. Will be customized. There is no fixed agenda for this. Okay, so
All right, sir.
I'll be customizing for you, and as and when we proceed, and we will be learning all those details.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you so
Okay,
much, sir.
okay.
So, sir, we'll see you. So, sir, we'll meet tomorrow 9. Sorry, Indian 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., sir.
Tomorrow, just a minute. Let me check. Even if it is a holiday, so I have some other engagements. So tomorrow, 6 p.m. will be fine for me. Yeah, 6 p.m. is fine for me.
Fine. All
6 p.m.
right, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So, see you at 6 tomorrow.
Sure, 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 definitely. And I will just immediately sending this script for those interview answers. Okay, and so that you
Uh-huh.
can curate it, and then when required, and you can submit that. Hmm.
Thank you. Thank you so
Okay,
much, sir.
all the best, and
Bye.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Good night, sir.
And good night.
सुनियो जरा कर दो